I've just planned a luxury trip to Abu Dhabi on a 9-to-5 paycheck, and in this video I'll show you how you can do the same step by step. Most people think luxury holidays means spending thousands on 5-star hotels and experiences. However, they couldn't be more wrong. It's not how much you spend, but how smartly you spend. With this in mind, I'm also going to share various money-saving hacks across 8 key steps and reveal the cost for my trip at the end. Now, the first step is really important, but also something that most people overlook, and that's when to visit Abu Dhabi. A common mistake I see most people make is that they book tickets to Abu Dhabi because they know hotel and ticket prices are cheap. However, they don't realize why it's cheap. Now, you probably know Abu Dhabi to be really hot during the summer months, but I don't think you realize how hot it can get. You see, Abu Dhabi during the summer can boast average temperatures of 36 degrees Celsius and can reach up to a blistering 45 degrees Celsius, which can probably be enough to cook an entire barbecue without the grill. So, to avoid melting like ice in the Abu Dhabi sunshine, I recommend visiting Abu Dhabi between early December to late February. You'll still be able to enjoy the warm weather, but at temperatures that feel more comfortable. You'll also be able to enjoy the most electrifying events, like the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the Al Hazan Festival. And while there will be quite a lot of visitors, you can still beat the tourist rush. Here's how. First, aim to book your tickets as early as possible. This is because ticket prices will go up daily. Ticket prices could be in the hundreds one day and in the thousands the next day, so you must book early. Secondly, travel during the midweek as ticket prices will likely be cheaper. Airports will also be relatively quieter, which will therefore mean a smoother traveling experience. Now that you know what the best time to fly is, the next step is getting to Abu Dhabi. Etihad is Abu Dhabi's main airline and flies from several major destinations around the world, including London, New York, and Singapore, just to name a few. It is also a great stopover point to other destinations in the Americas, Europe, and Asia. Many other airlines also operate direct flights from various destinations, such as British Airways and Turkish Airlines. There are also many airlines, however, that don't offer direct flights to Abu Dhabi, including Qatar Airways. You would need to, in this instance, stop over in Doha before catching another flight to Abu Dhabi. Catching a connecting flight can save you money, but it can also add more time and less convenience toward your journey. You could potentially lose your bags. You could miss your connecting flight, so it becomes a lot more complicated. On the other hand, getting a direct flight can add more convenience towards your journey, but it is a little bit more expensive. That is why, if you have the money to do so, I'd recommend taking a direct flight to Abu Dhabi. However, if you are tight on cash and you're looking to save some money, or if it's the only way you can get to Abu Dhabi, then get a connecting flight. You can also save some extra money if you use tools like Google Flights and Skyscanner, or accumulate points through things like the frequent flyer program, travel credit cards, or even if airlines do sales on particular routes to Abu Dhabi. For example, Etihad tends to do Black Friday sales for 20% off and January global sales for 30% off, so be sure to look out for those. Now, from the airport, you have a few options to get to the city center. You can take a taxi, an Uber, or you can get the A1 bus to Al Zahaya Street, which is your cheapest option. These methods of transport can also take you to your accommodation, which is the third step. Abu Dhabi offers hundreds of hotels, but all these options can make it difficult for people to pick a place to stay for the duration of their trip. They want to stay somewhere that is worth their money, but also affordable to them. It's almost like choosing a car. With so many different brands and models available, you're spoiled for choice. But that also makes it difficult when you have to choose just one car, one that is also good value for money, and the same applies to hotels. However, we have some good news for you. We've managed to find 3 hotels that are not only affordable, but also worth your money. Beginning with the Khalidia Palace Raihan by Rotana is one-of-a-kind, alcohol-free resort on the shores of the Arabian Gulf, just minutes from Abu Dhabi Mall and Etihad Towers. Perfect for families, it features striking, Arabian-inspired rooms, all for just £132 for a full week if you book in December. Moving on to the Royal M Hotel Abu Dhabi by Gawan, it features ocean view rooms, family-friendly amenities, and a peaceful, alcohol-free environment. This highly rated resort offers the perfect blend of comfort, location, and value. Like the last hotel, it's also minutes from top attractions like Abu Dhabi Mall and Etihad Towers, and it's ideal for both relaxing and exploring. And finally, we have the Al Raha Beach Resort and Spa. It's a 5-star retreat with a 900-meter private beach offering luxurious rooms, top-tier service, and exceptional cleanliness. With easy access to Abu Dhabi's main attractions and high ratings across comfort, value, and sleep quality, it's the perfect balance of relaxation and convenience by the Arabian Gulf. I've personally visited and also spoken to people who have visited these hotels, and they've all said how good these hotels were, even at the price ranges advertised. So take it from me, you're getting good value for sure. So, now that you've arrived at your accommodation, unpacked and relaxed for a little bit, it's time for you to head out and explore everything Abu Dhabi has to offer. But just before that, step 4 is figuring out how to get around Abu Dhabi. Now, the first time I came here, I made a mistake, which affected how much I could spend for the rest of the trip. I thought that taxis were the smartest way to get around Abu Dhabi, so I ended up getting a taxi to everywhere, even places that were around 2 or 3 minutes away from my hotel. But I didn't realize how much damage that was doing to my bank account, because when I looked at my bank account, I realized that I was spending more than I needed for my trip. To be precise, I spent over $350 on taxis. Therefore, I was super strict on how much I could spend on experiences that I could have had, and things I could take back to my family and friends. If it wasn't for that decision, I would have spent a lot on that trip. And looking back now, I wish someone had told me what I'm about to share with you earlier. What I didn't realize was that there are 3 types of taxis in Abu Dhabi. You have the silver taxi, the airport taxi, and the pink taxi. Silver taxis are the most common and affordable, easily recognized by their silver color and yellow roof sign, with fares starting at 5 dirhams and averaging $4 to $11 per ride. Airport taxis charge slightly more and are best reserved for airport trips, while pink roof taxis are exclusively for women, driven by female drivers for religious and cultural reasons, so men should avoid using them. Taxis aren't the only way you can get around in Abu Dhabi. You've also got Uber and Careem, which is the UAE's version of Uber. These are slightly more expensive than regular taxis, but the reason I also recommend you download Careem because it's got a really interesting option called Hala Taxi, which lets you call a normal government taxi with a press of a button, so you have another option there should you need it. The cheapest option to get around Abu Dhabi is the public buses, as walking isn't an option in most situations. Buses cover almost all areas of the city, and they cost around 2 dirhams, which is like 50 cents. As well as that, you can also get a Hafilat card from almost every vending machine, so you just tap in and ride. Hafilat cards are contactless travel cards like the Oyster card in London. Buses are a good option if you're staying longer, but they can be super slow, especially during rush hours, and are limited during late night hours. I'd only recommend this option if you've got a very strict limit on how much you can spend. Your next option is the e-scooters, which saw a huge increase in popularity in the last couple of years. They're easy to rent, quick, and most importantly, cheap. For 100 dirhams or $27 on the Cirque Scooters app, you can buy a package that gets you 150 minutes of driving, which should be enough for your whole 7-day stay when it comes to getting around the city. The best way to use them would be to spread your minutes out, 20 minutes each day, to get the full 2 hours and 30 minutes you paid for over the 7 days. If you want something that can take you out of the city, then your final option is to rent a car. The most efficient cars cost around 120 dirhams a day, and you won't even have to worry about fuel as it's so cheap here. This gives you a bit more freedom to explore Al Ain, Liwa Desert, or even Dubai without having to hop on a bus. Now, before I revealed this information, you'd have probably assumed that a taxi is the best option, but that's not the case in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is a big city, and you'd most likely want to go from one side of Abu Dhabi to the other multiple times a day. If you were to use just a taxi and get, for example, 5 rides a day, which is $50 a day spent on taxi times 7, and that's $350. It takes away a nice chunk of the budget needed for this whole trip. Instead of relying on one mode of transportation, consider combining walking when possible with e-scooters, buses, and taxis. Not only will using all 4 get you from place to place much quicker, but it'll also end up being the cheapest way of getting around Abu Dhabi. We've still got 4 more steps to cover to plan your luxury trip on a 9-to-5 budget, and we'll also reveal what my budget was for my trip to Abu Dhabi at the end of the video. So keep watching because you'll not want to miss out on any of this information. But step 5 is figuring out where you want to eat. Abu Dhabi is flooded with restaurants that offer a variety of cuisines, from Emirati and Arab to Italian and Indian cuisines. The even better news is that you don't even have to spend that much for a fine dining experience. 20 to 500 dirhams should be enough to try out the savory food they have here. Let's just imagine yourself for a minute, sitting down in a restaurant in Abu Dhabi with the rest of your family, or your partner, eating some steak or lamb. The staff are friendly to you, and there's a stunning background to accompany all of this. What's more, you didn't even pay a lot to have this meal. That sounds amazing, doesn't it? So with all that said, here are some restaurants you can visit and have a delicious meal without breaking your wallet. First on the list is Jawaher Restaurant, serving some of the world's best Iranian kebabs. Jawaher serves some of the world's best Iranian kebabs with a stellar 4.8-star rating, a diverse menu, and a welcoming atmosphere that even the locals love. You also get access to authentic, high-quality dishes like juicy kebabs for just 75 dirhams or $20, a Caesar salad with chicken for 55 dirhams or $15, lamb chops for $25, and their signature lamb shoulder for only $65, plus plenty of vegetarian and vegan options. So whether you're craving rich, flavorful meats or looking for plant-based choices, Jawaher lets you indulge in premium, comforting meals without the premium price tag. And with locals dining here daily, you know you're in for a truly unforgettable experience. Next up, we have the Lebanese Mill, which is a family-run restaurant located in the heart of Abu Dhabi's downtown, serving authentic Lebanese cuisine like lentil soups, falafels, shawarma, and seafood, all made from timeless recipes that haven't changed in decades. Not only that, but you get to enjoy fresh, comforting dishes at unbelievably low prices. 8 dirhams for lentil soup, 5 dirhams for falafel, 12 for shawarma, and even a generous shrimp plate for just 45 dirhams or $12. They're also open until midnight, making it a perfect spot for late-night cravings. If you fancy a trip to the western side of the world, to South America, let me introduce to you Olá Brasil. It's a vibrant restaurant offering a unique Brazilian dining experience, complete with 15 types of unlimited churrasco, barbecue meats, an international buffet, unlimited sushi, salads, desserts, and a stunning terrace to relax afterward. All of this is available for just 175 dirhams or $45, making it one of the best value fine dining buffets in the city, with live music, chefs slicing meat tableside, and a 4.9-star rating from over 1,000 reviews. It's as much an experience as it is a meal. You'll also get to taste a wide variety of premium dishes from across the world, soak in the Brazilian vibes, and unwind with shisha and cocktails under the stars, all for less than the price of a single entree at most upscale places. It's not just dinner, it's a core memory in the making. However, if you're feeling super classy and craving Mediterranean cuisine, let's head to Mykonos. Not the Greek island, but this restaurant is inspired by the beautiful island of Mykonos. Let me know in the comments if you want a guide to Mykonos in the future. Back to the Mykonos restaurant, it's a Mediterranean restaurant perched by the Arabian Sea, known for its elegant ambiance, sea views, and a diverse menu of seafood, sushi, Arabic dishes, and meat options like barbecue wings and burgers. Despite the upscale setting and refined presentation, most dishes are priced around 150 dirhams or $40 or less. It offers a premium dining experience that feels luxurious without being overpriced. That's not all. Mykonos lets you dine in style, soak in the views, and enjoy top-tier service, all while staying on budget. This and all these restaurants are proof that luxury doesn't always come with a heavy bill, especially when fine dining. Now that you've managed to eat, for step 6, it's time to explore some of the most insane tourist attractions in the world. There are a lot of them, and what you'll notice is that these tourist attractions are on a particular island here in Abu Dhabi, and that's Yas Island, which makes it very convenient for you, as a simple bus ride can take you to another attraction in under 20 minutes. Since there are numerous attractions on a single island, the question arises, which attractions are truly worth visiting? Which ones fill you with excitement? And ultimately, which ones do you know you, your partner, or your family will enjoy the most? Luckily for you, Abu Dhabi has something for everyone, and the first attraction is the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque Center. This is the largest mosque in the UAE, and it's also the key mosque for national religious ceremonies, including Eid and other major events, which makes this place perfect for families looking to teach their children about other cultures and religions, but also for those seeking a more spiritual and peaceful experience during their trip. The best part? You get free entry and a guided tour at no cost, meaning it's also an accessible place to unwind from the fast-paced world. Next up, we have the famous Ferrari World in Yas Island, and let me tell you, this place is incredible. It features the fastest roller coaster in the world, world, the tallest loop in the world, and a 5D hybrid coaster with a never-seen-before immersive ride. I'm struggling to come to terms with how insane all of this sounds. Ferrari World is also fully indoors, and with that, it also means the park is fully air-conditioned and weatherproof, so on a hot day in Abu Dhabi, you'll feel cooler. That's not all. If you want to buy tickets to Ferrari World, you can bundle it with another attraction like Yas Water World, Warner Bros. World, or SeaWorld Abu Dhabi, and get a great deal. And on busier days, you can also add on a quick pass to skip the regular queues for around AED 150, or £31.90, or $40.85. Close to Ferrari World, you'll find the Yas Marina Circuit, which is not only my favorite race circuit ever, but it's also the track where the final race of the Formula One season has been held since 2014. It's home to the only twilight to night race on the entire F1 calendar, the iconic Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But the excitement doesn't stop there. You can also be driven, or even drive, yes, drive at this race circuit. You have the option of driving an Aston Martin, a single-seater Formula Yas 3000 car, or even a Porsche on the Abu Dhabi circuit. Prices for this particular experience are between £85 to £340 and $114 to $456. But this all depends on the day of the week, car type, and by season. For motorsports fans in particular, and even if you're just exploring as a tourist, Yas Marina Circuit is located right beside other top attractions, making it a perfect addition to an action-packed day out on Yas Island. If the fast lane isn't for you, and you want some fun in the water, the Yas Water World is the best place to go. It's an award-winning Emirati-themed water park that combines culture and fun. Of the 45 rides that this water park features, there's only one particular ride that stands out. That is the Dawama, and this is the world's largest 6-person tornado water coaster. This might be a super intense ride, but there are also rides which vary in intensity. So whether you're with kids or even traveling with your partner, there's something that they can handle. For $70 or £55, you can get great value for money, especially with this being close to other major attractions. And it's great for the family. I have some good news for the families now. Your kids can see Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry at Warner Bros. World. It's another fully indoor and air-conditioned park, but this particular park contains 29 rides and attractions. There are also live shows and meet and greets featuring some iconic Warner Bros. Characters like Batman, Looney Tunes, and even Scooby-Doo. The fact that Warner Bros. World is fully indoor and air-conditioned makes it ideal in super hot conditions to have some cooler air coming into the system, meaning you won't have to worry about the hot weather conditions. If you love sea life, you'll also love SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. It's the largest multi-species aquarium in the world, with over 68,000 marine animals across 150 species in the aquarium. It also features over 15 interactive rides and experiences, 18 dining outlets, and 13 retail stores. And it even has roaming entertainment. Not only is it indoors and fully air-conditioned, but it also features dedicated zones for particular age groups, from toddlers to adults, so there's something for everyone. So, together with restaurants, shows, retail, and live characters, your entry gets you a rich, all-in-one marine life experience on par with global landmarks. Now, I'm feeling a bit French, so the last attraction we're going to talk about is the Louvre Abu Dhabi. I wish I could say David Guetta playing a DJ live set at the Louvre Abu Dhabi in 2021 was enough to make you come here, but other than that, it features masterpieces on long-term loan from 13 major French museums, plus a permanent collection of hundreds of works, including Mondrian, Picasso, and Giacometti. From an architectural standpoint, it also features a stunning 180-meter diameter floating dome, with 7,850 metal stars creating a mesmerizing rain of light effect over 55 museum buildings and reflective waterways. It also integrates Arabic aesthetics into the building to make it feel like Abu Dhabi. Overall, it's a very relaxing experience, with cafes, shaded pads, and climate control, perfect for serious art lovers or casual tourists. We've got 2 more steps to go, and we also need to reveal my total for Abu Dhabi trip at the end. But for step 7, let's go shopping. In Abu Dhabi, you have various places you can shop at. Shopping malls, souks, local streets, pop-ups, and markets. But what are you looking to buy, and where can you find the things that you're looking for? Is there even anything affordable to buy here? The answer to that particular question is yes, and you can almost certainly find the things that you're looking for here. Abu Dhabi's shopping malls are the main hubs for shopping, dining, and even some entertainment. You'll most likely find all the well-known brands in these shopping malls. If you have a bigger budget budget to spend, then the Galleria Al Maraya Island Shopping Mall is the place to go, as it's the main shopping mall for luxury shopping. However, if you have a more restricted budget, then Madinat Zayed Shopping Center is a great option for you, especially those seeking affordable casual wear and traditional outfits. For some more affordable things to buy, you have a few options. The first being Al Wada Mall, which is known for having some great budget-friendly stores. It's also got a Lulu hypermarket and a great choice of ethnic wear available for you to buy. Then you have the Dalma Mall, which is a bit less touristy but is an all-in-one mall with big brands and fun zones. You also have the World Trade Center Mall, which has a sort of soukish feel. It features some international stores, plus some traditional souk sections on its rooftop garden. Finally, if you're seeking some more traditional items or even some food, you can get some amazing items from Mina Market, more specifically jewelry and the carpet souk, where, as the name suggests, you can buy carpets, mattresses, and rugs. I'd also personally recommend the Souk Central Market, where they sell some amazing perfumes. I highly recommend going there. Now, once you've got some cheap clothes you can ruin on the safari without caring much, or a nice abaya you can pose in with the Sahara in the background, let's see how to get to the desert. You've got a couple of options here, as there are 3 deserts you can choose from. The first one is Al Khateem Desert, that is 70 kilometers away from Abu Dhabi. It's one of the most popular places for tours, and you can get there either by renting a 4x4 vehicle or by booking a safari tour with an agency. Renting a vehicle or heading to the desert yourself gives you more freedom, and you've got more time to enjoy the dunes, but it can be dangerous, especially if you don't have any off-roading experience. On top of that, it's easy to lose perception of the space and get lost, or even worse, get stuck in the sand. However, if you've got off-roading experience and you've already been to the desert, then renting a 4x4 is a great option and will set you back anywhere from $30 to $100 depending on the car you choose. The second option is booking a trip with tour operations, and in my opinion it's way better, as not only is it cheaper, but you also get more. The prices start at $40 for an entry package, and for $100 you can get a VIP treatment that includes pickup and drop-off, camel and ATV rides, a photographer, sandboarding, dune bashing, fire show, belly dances, a dinner, shisha, and more interesting stuff. You'll basically live the life of a king for 6 hours straight before being dropped off in Abu Dhabi. Other than Al Khateem, there's another desert closer to the city, but smaller. Tours rarely take you here, but it's a great location if you're visiting on your own, so most of the tours will take you to either Al Khateem or Liwa Desert, which is the furthest one away, but the largest. Also, here's a little tip: if you really want to drive a Land Cruiser through a desert, simply ask your driver. These people are known for being super adventurous and not caring, so in most cases they'll give you the steering wheel for a bit. Once you get back from your safari, you have to visit Corniche Beach while you're there, a stunning 8 kilometers long pathway next to the sea with the well-known photo shooting spots. There are several cafes and restaurants alongside the beach where you can sit and enjoy the sunset. Etihad Towers are also worthy of mention because of an observation deck, better known as Observation Deck at 300, that offers the most stunning panoramic views of the skyline and Arabian Gulf in the whole of Abu Dhabi. These towers are also locations fans had an opportunity to see in the Fast and Furious franchise, which is another reason why you should visit them. There are many other places you should visit during your stay in Abu Dhabi, such as Jubail Mangrove Park, which is an incredible and beautiful place for the soul, heart, and eyes. Heritage Village, which is a replica desert village showing how people used to live centuries ago, Qasr al-Watan, and more. However, let's not forget we've got a 9-to-5 budget, so this could fall out of budget. Now the main question sets: how much money is needed to experience most of the stuff I talked about? When I came here, the plane ticket, accommodation, and ways of transportation in the city set me back around $900 if you're visiting from Europe. I spent around $300 on food by combining affordable and fine dining restaurants, and $300 more on tickets to Yas World, the Louvre, and the safari trip. So far, I'm at $1,500. Depending on your habits, add between $300 and $500 to this sum for shopping and those tiny expenses you don't even notice. So, in the end, I spent around $1,800 to $2,000, and that's more than enough to experience Abu Dhabi for 7 days, while staying at a nice hotel, eating delicious food, and having fun while making core memories. If you're flying from the USA, however, your plane ticket will be more expensive, but still within a reasonable price range. So this may not necessarily be the exact amount, but something to treat as a ballpark. So, there you have it. That's how to plan a luxury trip to Abu Dhabi on a 9-to-5 budget. If you're traveling to other destinations around the world, check out these videos for a comprehensive guide on these places. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.